Yeah, this is a game that I never went back and played. I played I messed around with it a little bit. Maybe I'll give Llama Lana 2 a try. I know that's actually coming out. That didn't actually come out yet, did it? But it's coming out in like the next 6 months after having been coming out for basically forever. But it's actually finally coming out. I saw... Yeah, soon. I saw like a full trailer, and I was reading something that made it seem like it's actually definitely coming out pretty soon. Summer 2018. Sounds like Llama Lana and DCSS have the same release manager. Just vaguely like August. Sometime in summer. Yeah. You know, it's funny, EB, is that Minmay says that as well. I know it's one of her very top games. I've heard a lot of people say that, actually. That Llama Lana is maybe their favorite game or favorite platformer. It's on a lot of people's best of all time lists. So I probably need to go back and play that game. Rufford with the tier 1 sub to EB. Thank you so much, Rufford. 12 gift subs in a row. Please spam your emotes, your CS style. Yep, EB, if I don't know to what extent, if you can't stand IRC chat or Discord chat, I imagine you probably don't show up in Twitch chat too much. But nevertheless, if you are so inclined. Teapotahedron, what's up? Twitch chat so bad. It can be really awful. If you want to see how bad Twitch chat can be, well, they finally changed it for Games Done Quick. I think it's subscriber only chat, but Games Done Quick Twitch chat before they moved it to subscriber only was like one of the worst possible. Although I know that there's probably even worse instances of that on Twitch, or have been in the past. Even the sub chat was very, very bad. I could see that. I saw some of it, and it didn't look too bad. It definitely looked improved from when it was before sub only. But I think what a lot of people do is they like find a streamer that they watch, and they'll watch, and that streamer will maybe host GDQ for the week instead of streaming, and then like we were all in Toad's chat, and he was mostly not streaming, and so we were chatting there. And that way it's just not toxic at all. Yeah, the original OST for La Mulana from I've heard is way better. Like my favorite tracks from La Mulana my favorite track is the giant. It's the giant boss theme when you fight the giant. It's either Giant's Rage or Giant's Fury or something. There's two of them, one for the level and one for the boss. But the boss theme is one of my favorite video game themes, definitely my favorite from that game. And the original one is definitely way better. I think just the sounds, somehow, like the way he wrote the songs for that particular, like, I don't know what it's a PC game, right? So I don't know what library he used or whatever. But yeah, Giant's Rage. And I like the original composition of Giant's Rage way better than the remake. Not that the remake music is bad or anything, but it just sounds so much better to me. I don't even remember this song. I've seen a lot of like videos of La Mulana, but I don't really know the levels very well. I think I've watched speedruns of it basically. So I still have to be really careful because I'm still stuck with Ice Form and Ozo, what EV I have. How are we doing with Greater? Oh, I don't have it because I've been using so much. Which is kind of a thing I have to watch out. I'm spending all this XP on invocations. when I don't even have Greater Servant, so that's... Wow, this is super quiet, whatever this is. Krusty's Super Fun House. Ah, yeah. Simpsons game. Can't go wrong. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna set a school target. Not only Simpsons games, but Simpsons games on the Super NES, I think, are their own kind of category of weird in a mostly not good way. I'm thinking of that one like game where you have to collect Bart's homework. It's just such a weird game and not a very fun game. Gold is really Dragon's Form is what I'd like. I might take Statue if it comes to that. And yeah, just... It would totally be viable if I had Dragon Scales to maybe switch over to just Blade Hands and that. That would absolutely be a okay thing to do, although I don't think... I actually do have... I have 3. But yeah, Ice is actually pulling its weight just fine. My EV is... you know, passable. It's not as good as you would really want a character like this, but my massive like HP is kind of making up for it. And I also have Ozos, so I sort of have like effectively like near 20/20 defense. It's not quite. Yeah, I'm just a little ways off from 20/20, more like 15/20. Statue form more than Lich. More than Lich. Not a big... I do a 3-rune game, so Necromutation is a never used spell for me. And Statue form is... I would take Blade Hands or Dragon form definitely over that spell if I could. It's not a terrible spell on a lot of characters, but there are form spells that are better. I mean, Statue... Dragon's Form really doesn't take more XP. You have to train up a bunch of Earth anyhow to use Statue, but it's mostly just that your actions are slowed. You know, its damage is a 50% damage boost, so that helps even it out. But Dragon Form gives you vastly better damage, and it gives you a billion HP on a character that already has a billion HP, so it's like you have a billion times a billion. Uh-oh. 15 rune unarmed Naga of Che. Yeah, I'm on a streak right now, Dominatus, so I'm playing to win a 3-rune game, not to do extended so much. Obligatory Fluctuates in here. And I'm one of those players who's like, I'm mostly concerned with the things that are like best just to win. So Che is terrible for us because it's like, it's a god you worship that makes your character weaker immediately in a way that can kill you. So I want to do things that are going to like let me win in one attempt on a game. So Che is definitely not a god that I go for. But Statue Form is not a terrible spell. It's by the time you can learn it, you have a character that's established, and it has some benefits to go along with a pretty negative detriment, but there are just better ones that you can use. But yeah, this is game 11 of a, hopefully, yeah, hopefully this will make it to 15 wins. OgTm of Che. Wow, I don't even remember that game at all, actually. Like, I don't remember any of it. It's probably Statue Form, but I just don't remember. 2016 is basically the previous century, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, this could be our ticket to statue form. She's guaranteed to drop an Earth-themed book. So if I want to go for statue, I could try to kill her and see if I get lucky. Minotaur Transmuter. Yeah, that's a good character for Che. Just be a Minotaur so it's like impossible to die in the first place. I imagine this is not a long list. Yep. Wow. Deep Elf Arcane Marksman. Now that was for the memes, obviously. Yeah, I mean, the whole Che effect, like if you pick the very strongest character species, you know, the fact that you're so unkillable in the first place means you're probably not going to die early on. So it's less of a problem, but it doesn't actually make Che. You know, the early game is so free, and then by the time you get up to, you know, near 5-6 star piety, you've got a character that's fully established, so you enjoy a game that's kind of faster, real time. People who like Che tend to be a tabbier play style, and if they lose a game, they don't particularly care too much either. They're probably already playing pretty fast. Holy crap, the Deep Elf Arcane Marksman streak, wow. Is this like pre-Naga Wanderer? Is this before... Did EB actually invent the streak of the one character over and over again? I'm sure a lot of people have done that over the years. You did Tomb as soon as you found it. Well, of course. You can't wait, gotta hop right into Tomb. Oh, right, yeah, because you just added, I see. It's just the 3 consecutive Deep Elf Arcane Marksman. Araganzar, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. It's a nice relaxing sauna full of XP and loot. Is the sauna a miasma sauna? Instead of steam clouds, you have miasma clouds? Yeah, I don't even have any streaks like that. I've done OPTM like twice, but it wasn't anything close to a streak. I guess I have to find my special combo that I would actually want to play over and over again. I guess it would have to be kind of a Wanderer or something. Doesn't sound super fun, to be honest. It's true. I recall Araganzar is the great hybrid. He likes a lot of variety from game to game. He is not one to roll a caster, quote unquote. I don't really know why I'm wasting Scattershot. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't have a video of either of those. Well, I guess I'll have a video of this, which is kind of different than Octopode Transmuter. But my second win ever was actually Octopode Transmuter. It was Nemelex and 15 runes because I was still like, you know, I was still very new to Crawl, and I was like, yeah, you want to learn the most, so you want to go 15 runes. But I wanted to learn Nemelex, who I perceived to be this very complicated god, which of course it was. That was true. And I wanted to learn magic, so I made an Octopode Transmuter that went and got Firestorm and became a Lich Firestormer. But it did use Ice Form and Freezing Cloud a bunch. That was fun. And Aragenzar will remember the reason why I played Octopode Transmuter was because I asked Tiles Chat, what's a hard combo to learn? And I think Arrhythmia answered that it would be Octopode Transmuter would be pretty tough because Transmuter is hard and Octopode is hard. Not so much like what's the hardest combo in Crawl, but what's maybe hard to learn. So it took me like 90 attempts, including one death in Extended with like almost every rune where I basically had the win in the bag, but I did Holy Pan and I cleared all of Holy Pan outside of Lich form, you know, successfully, and then there was just a few monsters left, so I was like, you know what, I'll go back into Lich form because it's easier, I don't have to worry about eating. And I forgot to put on my Amulet of Clarity, and I invoked a Crystal Ball of Energy and got confused while in Lich form next to some angels, and nothing I could do to break out of confusion in time, sadly, so I had to start all over. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, like, the early game with an Octopode tends not to be really super awful. Like, your D1 is pretty good. Constriction is really nice. So it's really not that bad of a combo. I mean, you're still an Octopode, but... Wow, this sounds very Toho to me. But yeah, that took like 90 attempts. And I did a Zig, I think. Gotta love like those old like 90s console soundtracks that had like somebody in the background going, woo! I don't know when this song was made. Maybe it's not from the 90s, but that is a very 90s thing to do. Insubstantial wisps. This is a monster I need to remove from the game. You want to know? Probably. $91, wow. That's almost exactly as many as it took me. I think it was like 92. Look at that. Okay, so I won on my 93rd attempt. Well, there you go, Eric. If you can win the next OPTM, you will have a better OPTM to first win record than I do. And then you can make a post and say, yeah, devs don't know how to play Crawl. Look, I won OPTM before this guy did. Or you can use some other meme. F-Zero Port Town. That's another cool racing game that I just never actually played. I guess I was never a huge racing game kind of guy. Trying to speedrun them, which well, that will lead to a lot of deaths. This sounds very Genesis. Oh, this is cool. Neat. I like this. Rufford with the gift sub. Amazing generosity. Thank you so much, Rufford, for all the support. Eric Ganzar, enjoy your spam, your emotes, your curse style. Enjoy your curse skull emotes. I once ran it. There's another streamer who sometimes streams roguelikes and DCSS. He just did one recently called Yogi the Monk. I think he's even streaming right now, or maybe he's offline, but he did a special, a sub special where like every we still laugh about this because every subscriber got 2 hours of a game of their choice. So he just made a big spreadsheet, right? And so if you were a subscriber, you get to pick 2 hours, and he would play that game for 2 hours. He was like, it should be fine. Like, maybe I'll have to cap it at subscriptions. And it was like, if you gifted a sub, the person gifting it would get 1 hour additional time. You know, they would just get an hour, and then the person they gifted the sub to would, of course, get their 2 hours. So, like, every gifted sub increased the sub special by 3 hours, basically. And so Yogi thought at the time, rather naively, that he wouldn't have to cap it, and that it would be over in a few weeks. And we turned it into like a ongoing 3-month sub special, and he eventually did have to cap it because 2 hours per sub is actually quite a bit. And Rufford there gifted, as you can kind of guess, like, I don't know how many gifted subs he did. I was trying to compete with Rufford for gifting subs at one point, and I gifted like 8 or 9 myself, but Rufford was like outpacing everyone by a factor of 3, to the point where like Rufford had his own like major block in the sub special. It was pretty funny. 30-something hours. He got Yogi to play through like all of, was it Wizardry 7 or 8? Like, which is this really, really long RPG, and like that wasn't enough time to go through all of Rufford's hours. And the funny thing about it is the special's actually not finished. He still has another like 25% of it or something like that. He had to eventually kind of stop it so he could do other stuff. He owes you Wizardry 8. He played through like, is that the one that he was playing, or was Wizardry 7 the one that he played? I don't know. Yeah, it was that game is whichever one he played was really crazy. Very bizarre game, but it ended up being more fun than what any of us. Well, most of us hadn't seen it. Obviously Rufford has seen it, and some other people. Right, 40 hours blind, that sounds about right. I got Yogi to play Going Down, my favorite WAD for Doom, and he got through like, he's through like 2/3 of that, like 20 of the levels. He's probably not going to finish it, but he might come close. He still has like 3 hours of all the gifted subs left. So I'm gonna have to be kind of careful on Swamp 4. Because I can't really take down lots of Hydra in a row or anything. Maybe I'll get one of like the easier endings, but we'll just have to see. XCOM, yeah, that's a really neat game from what I've seen. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of Necrodancer on this playlist. I don't think I have this song though, I might save this. So I could go ahead and head over to Snake and just do a few levels before messing around with Swamp 4. That's kind of a safe thing to do, but Snake is Snake. It's not actually going to be all that much easier. We'll sort of scope this out. Okay, so I already know what this ending is. This is the Lernian Hydra ending. Well, it usually has Lernian Hydra. I don't know if it always does. But this is like this sort of like ruined castle ending. It's got a lot of Hydra in it, so it's fairly nasty. I'll check out some other stairs. Come to the dubstep. He seems like the kind of Hydra who might be into dubstep. Summoning here and see what that gets us. I'd like to... no, we got a very ugly thing. That's kind of cool. This fighting is going to make a ton of noise. Should have regen. I do have a lot of heal wounds potions. Holy crap, that's kind of a lot for this step. Got all the swamp dragons. Whom have just died. Well, there's our swamp dragon scales if we want to go that route. Wish I had Animate Dead here, man. It would be so good. I have Animate Skill, but I have to step onto like a Hydra corpse too. Wow, good fog. Pretty good stairs. Gonna have to take care of this guy with some tricks. Down to 3 stars of Makhleb. Haven't seen old Lerny yet, but he's around somewhere. Wow, Smoke Demon, man. Smoke Demon OP. Oh, hello, Isel. Yeah, 50% HP is 100. Yogi with the big old host. Thank you, Yogi. What's up, Yogi's chat? How goes, I assume, Big Ten practice, full runs, DCSS, after nearly 2 months break. Tune in to watch me lose the streak on Swamp 4. Isel is kind of a pain. I have to be a little bit careful. I'm at the point where I can't actually. I've used so many summons that I can actually start to lose the ability. Yeah, hopefully this will be number 12. Hopefully, if all goes well. Isel is sort of a complication I don't really want to deal with. If I felt like I could spam more summons, I would, but. Might actually just want to fall back some. Oh, that sucked. Problem is, this isn't a very good spot to do this. I don't particularly like can't really do a lot. I can. What's his hex against me? It's like 47. That's not great. Yeah, I can't really, in good faith, fight him quite like this. I need to like somehow mob him, and it's not. I don't quite have the tools to do it. Put some boss music. Nice. Wish I had better MR. Shield of the Gong. That's the way. Well, I got most of the XP on Swamp 4, so we're certainly ready to go over to Snake. I'd like to get the rune, but it's really not that critical that I pick it up right now, to be honest. He's not that dangerous, but if he sleeps you, it's really bad. Because, you know, that nerfs my one defense against him, and I'm just so low in piety right now. If I can get piety back up a little bit and get Greater Servant, then, well, speaking of that, I shouldn't be training invocations, because it's going to be a while before I can make use of it again. Or at least before I can make use of Greater Servant. Nope, we'll go over to the Snake. It should be fine. I don't have Aralek for Shock Serpents, but that's okay. I've got lots of Hex Wands. I don't think I have anything in a shop. I got 47 charges of it. There is that statue form, that Earth book, but with low MR. I don't really. I mean, that MR is mostly like telly other, and I don't really care about that too much. Just sort of the general melee stuff that you have to worry about. Snake, telly other is kind of a pain on Snake for, granted, but. Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, the nice thing about that is you can just read a telly scroll. I have 16, so. Obviously, if you don't pay attention to it, it can be really bad. Oh, hey, summoning scroll. That can be the ticket to kill Isel sometimes. I will definitely pick that up regardless. It's my fear. I have plenty. Oh, good lord. This is the, imagine this is the boss music. be mentioned. Yep. Guess we're going to be using more sticks to snakes, aren't we? Immolation. Immolation, if I stoop to using immolation, I wouldn't think I'd be able to forgive myself. I think just the summoning scroll is probably going to be enough, but really all I'm going to do is just go back there with maybe more piety. Just not, that way I can just spam demons at him and he'll die. Holy crap. Patented kill hole. Oh right. Did I want to go for? Did I want to sell out and finally just go for Swamp Dragon scales? You know what? I think since the, oh crap. Since the, oh, I guess it's over now. Right at the point where I could not tolerate any more of that, it ended. Yeah, I mean, that is an easy route. Good lord. Is this what this music like? Is that what that music typically is like in these games? I guess I've heard all sorts of weird, different kind of styles. I don't think it actually has one. Oh hey, I think I recognize this vault. How much enchant armor? Only 3. Not quite to the point where it would be incredibly better, actually. I'm just using Ozo and Ice Form. Less annoying than a monster unable to walk through deep water, stuck in a deep water maze. Probably be pretty cheap. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Hmm. Yeah, this is too many things to be fighting at once. Go ahead and teleport here. And let's roll the roulette again. Nice. We'll take that. A little bit risky there, but that's okay. Oh, hey, look, the edge of the level. Yeah, it's a wide open level, so sometimes you'll get stuck. I was just basically lazy right there. Like, I just started, oh, I'll just fight them around the corner, but of course I got flanked. I could have just like dug a quick path and it would have been much better. So don't do stuff like that. I say as I go and do it again. These guys aren't quite so bad. Cheap Necro Skull would be pretty good. Oh yeah, so I was sort of... Alright, so I guess I decided that the dragon scales aren't quite worth it yet. What would that put my AC at? It's 7 plus 3, 10. It actually would be 6 more AC, so like 17, 21. Not all that much better. I guess I'll hold on to it for now. Dex ring. Can I have one of these? I did, but it just wasn't very good, and Dex just isn't going to do all that much. Wish I could fight this guy not, find this guy not at like... Good old sharpshooters. Yeah, he's trying to hunt me down. Yeah, and so Snake 4 is going to be a huge pain in the ass if I just have to use Ice Form. This is really where it starts to be a little bit painful by the end of like, especially by the end of like maybe your second layer branch. I was doing mostly okay on Swamp 4. Swamp isn't quite so bad. Spider wouldn't be quite so bad. I guess Shoals is maybe a little bit too much damage. Although I don't think Shoals 1 through 3 I think would be fine. Shoals 4 is just Shoals 4. What the heck? E3 bringing the big flavor. I might save this. I'll have to save this and listen to the rest of this. That's pretty funny. Very, very good song request, DB. Well, that is going to do it probably for this stream for me. Let me really quickly find somebody to host. I see someone right now. Send you guys over to White Hat 94, aka Pale Drac 94. He's doing some Wolverine attempts for Ness, and maybe you can, I'm going to send you guys over in a raid. I'll be back. Yep, thanks for everyone tuning in. Thanks for all the generosity from all the subs and everything. Rufford and everybody else who subscribed. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be trying to stream regularly again. Tournament in August, probably starting August 10th. Check out crawl.devels.org for the post, and I'll make another one with the tournament page and announcement. And that will be the 022 release also at the same time. And I will be continuing this guy hopefully this week. Maybe you can get a win this time. Yep, Yogi's got 2 wins under his belt recently, so it's time to return to the tournament in force. But yeah, I'll send you guys over to White Hat, who's streaming some Wolverine for Ness. Not sure why. Okay. Well, his that's the URL, and you can just give him a raid message of Linker Z. And yeah, thanks for everyone tuning in. I'll see you guys in a little while.